I would like to introduce our next presenter, Mr. Martin Kwaku, the CEO of Mineral Commission of Ghana.
Thank you very much. Honorable Ministers, representatives from various governments that are present here, the Australian High Commissioner to Ghana, the Ghana High Commissioner to Australia, who is seated just across me, representatives from the private sector, and captains of the industry. Distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, it is great to be in Western Australia, arguably the largest mining hub in the world. I bring you warm greetings from the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, under whose leadership Ghana has continued to strengthen its ties with the Commonwealth of Australia, and in particular the Government of Western Australia, for their consistent support to deepening Africa and Australian relationships in the mining sector. I'm also grateful to be RIPAD, to continue to provide a major platform like this for engagement and strengthening Australian-African relationships in the mining sector. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Ghana has a long history of mining, and it is a pleasure to announce that just half of this year, gold alone accounted for 54% of our total receipts, some 5 billion by 30th June 2024. In addition to bauxite, we have manganese, we have diamonds, and then we mine a host of industrial minerals like salt clay, feldspar, limestone, kaolin across Ghana with over 100 licensed operators. We have a lot of players from Australia in Ghana, notably Precious Mining. They've been around for decades. They operate a gold mine, a Decan Gold Project. Castle Minerals, that is doing some wonderful work on graphite. Azuma Resources, and my brother at the Far and Atlantic Lithium. These companies at this conference, I believe, will share their experiences in Ghana with you. You're also welcome to our stand, 42, 43, to have more discussions with us. We have a very thriving support service sector. Currently, there are over 350 companies providing various engineering and technical services to the mining sector. Lycopodium is one of them from Australia. There are over 200 exploration projects. And I must say that within the next 3 or 4 years will be an exciting time in Ghana. Why am I saying so? We are seeking to create 2 of the biggest gold complexes in Africa. First is Newmont Project, Ahafo, which is currently the largest gold mine in Ghana. I've just checked the data. This year they'll do 725,000 ounces. That is far bigger than the guidance for Boddington, which is the biggest gold project in Australia. So just 30 kilometers north of Ahafo South is a new project currently under construction, will be commissioned barely a year from now. So that corridor, by 2026, when they ramp up, will give us 1.6 million ounces. 1.6 million ounces. And if you look at the 6 Tier 1 projects in the portfolio of Newmont, I think Ahafo is by far the biggest. So that corridor will give us 1 million ounces or 1.1 million ounces from 2026. The next one is Gold Fields Tarkwa and Anglo Gold Ashanti. We are almost getting to the end of it, and I hope maybe in a month or 2, that will also be approved by the government of Ghana. So the 2 will give us about 2 million ounces, and by far these are the 2 biggest projects. Next year, Ahafo will be the biggest project in Ghana, and that will eclipse the famous Kibale mine of DRC. So those are the 2 big projects. As I speak, Cardinal, formerly an Australian company, is building a new gold mine, and by November, that will be commissioned to add, on the average, about 358,000 ounces for the first 3 years, and it will average 300,000 ounces. Azuma, I'm sure by the end of this year, we'll start a new project. That's an average of 150,000 ounces. They are close to us at the stand. You're welcome to discuss with them. So if you look at Cardinal Resources, you look at Azuma, you look at Atlantic Lithium, these 4 projects alone give us about $2 billion in investment. We've been mining manganese since 1916. That's the First World War. 180 years now, and they've just announced to build a new manganese refinery for $450 million. It will upgrade it from 27% to about 40% when the project is concluded in 22 months. It's quite exciting for us that value addition is taking place. It's quite a battery-grade mineral. So all in all, you can't be in Ghana than the period from now to the next 5 years. Ladies and gentlemen, the mining sector in Ghana remains huge, and the strong political stability anchored on vibrant democratic culture makes it conducive for investment. We're going to have elections in December, and trust me, it should come and pass. You don't need to worry about yourself. We had elections in 92, 96, 2000, 2004, 2006, 2016, 2020, and we'll have it on 7th December 2024. And everything will be fine with us. We still remain the beacon of democracy in Africa. And I dare say that if you look at the skills that are present in Australia here from Africa, we happen to be among the top 3. South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Ghana. There's so much talent you can find in Ghana here. Just after this session, I'll be hosting the Ghanaian investment community and also the Ghanaian skills that are present here to have a discussion with them as to what is happening in Africa. Practically almost every mining company, you find a Ghanaian mining engineer, processor, or geologist, and they keep returning home. The current MD, for example, of AngloGold Ashanti has been here for about 8 years working with BHP. He's back home. A lot of them keep returning, and some even just return to join Atlantic Lithium. So you are assured of the requisite skills. You don't have to worry. You're also assured of a very vibrant and efficient institution. I head a regulatory body. I've been with the Minerals Commission since April 2022. Today, I'm proud to say that you can basically apply for a license in your room. The cadastre works 24 hours. We are online 24 hours. We make payments online, and everything is done online. It has made us very efficient. So whilst people are sleeping in Ghana, I'm here working online, and things are moving very fast. And I have to say that for us, we eat, we drink, and live mining. We're such a friendly nation, and we boast of nothing but the peace as far as Africa is concerned. It's a great place to do business. We are the center of West Africa, very easy to reach, 6 hours from Europe. We are in Ghana. We now host the African trade, and that is in Accra. So you couldn't be in Ghana than these better times. We still remain the beacon of democracy in Africa. And you go to every country in Africa, you find Ghanaian expertise. If mining companies are seeking to hire persons to work in Africa, the place they look for is Ghana. I think so is it in Australia too. They're always knocking at our doors. And we don't get worried because they come back to Ghana. Let me also add that apart from the companies that are working in Australia, that are in Ghana, there are also big players there. Newmont is the biggest producer of gold in the world. They are in Ghana. AngloGold Ashanti has been around for decades. Gold Fields is still around. They are here. They are not done yet. In fact, if you look at all the projects of gold fields in the world, their biggest portfolio is the Takwa project, the one that they are seeking to build the so-called biggest gold complex in Africa. The Chinese have also entered the fray. Shandong is around, and others are knocking our door. You'll be amazed the kind of interest that was expressed when Newmont announced that they are overloading Achim to concentrate on their Halfway South and North Corridor. It's my belief that in the next 2 or 3 months, or perhaps less, a new person or company will be announced as those persons that will be operating the Ahafo mine. We remain an open society, vibrant economy, resilient democratic institutions, where respect for individual liberties, rule of law, and the principles of democratic accountability are ingrained in our body politics and is ready for business. Practically every company in Ghana is guaranteed international arbitration in the case of disputes. You don't need to go to our local courts. So I want you to take note of that. The other thing I also want you to know is that the big 4 projects I mentioned, I think somewhere last week or so, we were quoted on Reuters all over the place. It's Atlantic Lithium. As we speak, their lease is before Parliament for ratification. Hopefully next week by this time, they'll get the environmental permit issued, and the Minerals Commission will issue the operating permit so that we can get them to start construction and development of perhaps the first lithium mine in Ghana. Indeed, these are exciting times in Ghana. Distinguished guests, ours is an exciting journey and future. Stable, poised, transparent, democratic, and welcoming. Ghana is one of the most attractive investment destinations in Africa. We call on you to join us on this obvious trailing march into the future. Let us join hands and move forward together. You're always welcome to Ghana. I'll leave the stage for Atlantic Lithium to tell their story. We have a saying in the local proverb in Ghana. I will not speak it in Twi, but I'll say it in English. The best judges are not you, the company, or the institution, or the country. They are the people that assess your services. So Atlantic Lithium, Newman & Co. are the best judges of the kind of country that they work in. We are a very proud people, and you can't be in any country in Africa when it comes to mining than Ghana. Thank you very much. Thank you.